Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, viewers of all ages, from Alan touching his nose all the way to Canada to the millions watching at home, welcome to the Everything and Nothing Show. I am just one of your hostess with the mostest, the icon, the showstopper, the main event, Clayton Kisco, and I'm accompanied, of course, by the rest of the Maelstrom gamers. And on this podcast today, we have the bad boy himself, Cop Show's #1 fan, Steve Landis. That was really good, Steve. You got it on that one.
Okay.
What you do? Next up is the Tower, Alan Toner. How's it going, Alan?
Hi.
Hello. And last but not least, the man you can hear, but you will not see until we get $40 more on patreon.com/maelstromgamers, the Enigma, Ian.
Why, hello.
Really good bow. Those for you listening on the MP3, make sure you check the YouTube. You can see his bow. It's pretty good.
Right.
We have a pretty great show for you today. We're going to be talking about some future stuff in honor of Back to the Future's anniversary and the fact that we recently just passed the Back to the Future date, which is pretty cool. We can talk about that. We were talking about some Star Wars, some football, some bunch of different stuff. I'm pretty excited. Before we get into the show, however, we should talk about the format for those of you guys who don't know, right? So, for those of you guys who don't know, the Maelstrom gamers hop onto Skype. We each bring a topic for your discussion, but more importantly, for our discussion, but more importantly, for your entertainment. And each topic is on YouTube, topic by topic, video by video, released Monday through Friday, and the full episode's on Saturday. And all that's for free. But if you'd like to support us and give us just as little as $1, you can go on to patreon.com/maelstromgamers, and we'll put that $1 back into the show. Only $1, and we'll put it into getting better mics, better equipment, better computers, better internet, better stuff in all the show. And then you get rewards too. By giving $1, we'll give you an exclusive episode that's not on YouTube and that's only on Patreon. For like $5 and $10, you'll get like MP3s early, videos early, all different types of stuff. So be sure to check that out. Kind of feel if you're in a given mood. If not, it's okay. There's free ways to support us too. You can go on our Facebook page and like us. You can go onto our YouTube page, subscribe, comment, and you can go on our Twitter and follow us. We have an Instagram account. So there's a lot of different ways. It's super, super helpful. Those of you guys have been doing it so far, thank you so much. It's been really cool to see you guys share our stuff and talk with us, and it's been fun talking back to you about the different things and the podcast topics that we've come up with. So that's the rigmarole. Real quick, before we go into our first topic, Steve, what hot chocolate do you pick? Peppermint or salted caramel?
Salted caramel.
No, wrong. It's always peppermint. There's no better combination.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll go on to our first topic, and I'm going to pick on the bad boy. So why don't you?
There you
go. Mine was going to be. It says first time any of you broke the law.
Huh.
You guys have any moments of that?
Do you want to start off?
Yeah, I'll start off with this. The first time I did was I remember we were driving cross country from Colorado, moving to Florida. Actually, I was with my aunt, my mom, and my little sister at the time. I remember I had this this bright neon pink jacket overcoat, and I always had the secret pockets on the side, right? You gotta remember the secret pockets.
Yeah.
We go to a gas station, right? And I don't know why or what I was thinking at the time, but like I wanted the Slim Jim, right? And I asked my mom could I have the Slim Jim, and she said no. I said absolutely not.
Moms, right? Dude, tell me about it.
Dude, say no more. You don't even have to finish. I understand.
Huge treat. That was before all the snap to the Slim Jim, everything. It was before that. I can't believe it was that long ago though, too. But anyways.
And how old were you?
Oh, I was. Let's see, we're across 9. I was 9. Yeah, 9 at the time.
Okay.
And let's see. I remember at the moment I was sitting there, hat in my hand. I was just carrying it around the store, and she told me to put it back. You know, like mom does, put it back. And I just was like, went like this and just tucked it in, just right in that pocket right there. And it's giant Slim Jim.
Bad boy.
Just sticking out. Yeah.
Just walked out. I just remember that and everything. I remember we're
You
driving.
didn't give you give no fucks.
No. I was like,
Hashtag thug life.
Yeah. 9-year-old with a Slim Jim. Yeah. Deal with it.
The best part was trying to eat this thing without my mom seeing, because we were on the same car, right? And I wanted that Slim Jim, so I'm like,
Yeah, you can't wait to get
unwrapping
home.
it. No, we were driving cross country, so we're like in the middle.
Right.
Oh, this is in the middle of Texas, by the way, because Texas was like the longest to drive
Oh
through.
man, they'll kill you for stealing Slim Jim there.
Yeah, exactly.
Alan knows he's from the Big Star State.
Yeah,
Lone Star.
Lone Star, Big Star.
Yeah, it's a Lone Star and a Big Star. There's 2 stars. It's on the flag. Yeah, no, it totally is.
It's just Lone Star.
The Lone Star has to be big because there's no other stars to fill the space on the flag.
That's true, but you don't refer to the state as
All right. Well, anyways, I'm sitting there. Yeah, I'm sitting there, and I'm like opening the wrapper. Like, I mean, it's quiet in the car. My aunt's driving. My mom's in the passenger seat. I'm behind her, and I'm opening it up, and I just remember going like this, just like eating it, just eating, taking little bites at a time.
It's good technique. I like
And the best part is that I got caught. Right. I mean, it wasn't the best part, but my mom's. I took off my jacket because it was getting hot. Right, because we're in Texas, and I remember my mom was like searching through the back seat because I was sitting in the front seat for some reason, and she's like, "What is this?" And she just pulls it out, and I just remember my heart dropped. I'm like, "No."
What did you think was gonna happen?
I thought my mom was gonna beat the shit out of me, honestly. I was so
hit.
But if my aunt wasn't there, probably. But
Think she'd rub your nose in the Slim Jim wrapper, get it all greasy.
No. The worst part is that at the next gas station, like this is probably almost in the next state, she made me get out, go pay the money for the Slim Jim, like to the clerk, and tell them what I did and pay them the money. You know what I mean? But I'm like, I'm telling them like, what? They don't even know. And she's like, exactly, go in there and tell them. I remember I had to like sit there and say, I stole a Slim Jim, and I put it like right there on the counter and everything, and the lady was like, I can't take the money. And my mom's like, no, you take the money. Like, go like that.
You take that money.
You take that money. I'm trying to take that money. And I just remember feeling so bad afterwards, and I never did it again, even if it was like 89 cents or whatever like that.
Yeah.
It was just like, it just felt so bad afterwards.
So you never stole again?
No, I never stole again.
Are you sure?
I'm positive I never stole again.
Nothing you want to tell us?
I mean, unless you
What
count
about this
like...
video I have right here?
Yeah. Steve's like, oh fuck, I don't know, maybe I did.
I forgot about that time. And this video. Oh yeah, and that time too. And
yeah.
There's
A bank robbery.
That's like, Alan, that's like when you ever watch To Catch a Predator. And,
yeah.
and they get the guy, and he's like, no, I never. He's like, yeah, well, what about this joint? He's like, well, yeah.
Right here? Yeah.
He's like, well, that time. But that was it. But what about this? But well, yeah, that too, I guess. That was it.
Consider.
I think I had a very similar experience as Steve when I first committed a crime.
Ooh.
Felony or misdemeanor?
I don't even think it's a misdemeanor. I mean, yeah, it's stealing also.
Yeah.
So I think I was even younger than 9. I want to say this is kindergarten or first grade.
So you're like 6.
6 or 7, yeah. And same thing. We were in the grocery store, and you know, I don't know if they do this anymore, but they had the one kind of like little kiosk that had all the different candies. You know, now they have like an aisle that has all the candy, and you can like fill a bag with however much you want. But they used to have kind of like sitting in the middle of like right next to the like the fruit and vegetable aisle or something, and they had like little like caramels and like peppermints and everything. So we were walking by that, and I was like, Mom, I want to grab like some caramels or something. And she was like, no, you can't have any this time. So sure enough, she's at the checkout line. I like scoot back there, grab one, only one, you know, and it only costs, I think, less than 25 cents if you want to take one. They have like a little jar you can drop a coin in to take it.
Yeah.
And I didn't do that shit.
Yeah.
So I just like took it, and then I'm like, okay. Like for whatever reason, I couldn't wait 10 minutes to eat this thing. So she's walking outside of the store, and I think I'm being like a little clever motherfucker. I take it out of my pocket, I'm holding it in my one hand, and I like spin in front of my mom, so I like face the other way and like put it in my mouth right at that moment, and then like come back around. But like, of course, she sees me. I have like this giant like caramel, you know, that was like this big in my mouth. Like, She's like, what do you have in your mouth? I was like, oh, nothing. And she like grabs my hand because I'm still holding the wrapper, of course.
Oh yeah.
She's like her face dropped. I think it was like so stunning to my mom that I would even think about stealing. I think that was like the most shocking part to her. She was kind of thinking like, what happened to my son? You know, like why would he be doing this? Who taught him this type of thing? Anyway, she did.
I learned it from you, Ma.
Exactly. Oh my god, that'd be awful.
Yeah.
She made me bring a quarter back into the store, but the worst part for sure was telling the store clerk that I took the caramel. I was like,
Oh wow.
I stole this from over here. I mean, he was just like, I think he was not a teenager or anything. He was definitely a little bit older, and he was just like kind of felt bad. But he was like, okay, well, you can put the money, right over here. But definitely that look that I saw on my mom's face when I turned around and she could see I stole this was something that I'll never forget for sure.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy.
That is bad.
That is
I think I did steal stuff after that, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've stolen since then. But I probably thought of my mom's face at that.
Just name them off real quick. What'd you steal?
All the things?
Car, millionaires, money,
Of
case of diamonds.
course.
Your Kiko's heart.
Oh snap!
Oh, bird.
That was good. I like that. Yeah, you stole Kiko's heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
Very
Yeah.
It's true.
Trying to think. I don't think I ever stole anything. I mean, I did eventually,
boy.
but not like.
He
Not
kills
like physically.
So-
Yeah, I just kill people, guys. I don't do this petty stealing. No, I guess technically I steal. Like Napster might have been the first instance for me. Right. So I don't think it counts either. So I'll put that aside.
FBI
I don't think
house
I've.
right now.
Napster.
What? I don't think I've ever stolen anything.
I bet
But
in the
I-
years you used Napster, you probably only stole like a total of 20 songs because it took so long to download everything.
Oh my god, dude!
Oh.
And it would stop, and if it stopped and lost connection, you have to start over, and it would take another 2 days. Yeah, it took me like forever to get 11 songs, like a CD.
Oh, man.
But I will say that like when I was in middle school, my friend Kelly and Mike, we were all hanging out by this like strip mall with pizza and stuff, and I think we're all hungry and bored. Obviously, we're teenagers, and those two decided that they would go into. I don't know. We got into an argument, and I was like, you know what, I'm out of here. So I rode my bike back, and then I was like, I had time. I had time to reflect on my ride back on my bicycle, and I decided that I might have gotten too heated and that it wasn't that big of a deal. So I waited for them at Kelly's house until they got back, but. Yeah, well, I wasn't the only one. I came back and there was a bunch of other people in the neighborhood, friends that were just chilling. I was like, oh hey, what up, blah blah blah, and we were just hanging out. And then I just see Kelly, I believe it was Kelly. She came back on her bike and was like, just like kind of white a little bit and just distraught. And I was like, hey, what's up? Where's Mike? What happened? She's like, cops came. Yeah, I was like, I was pretty much like, I think he's getting arrested. And I was like, wait, what? And she proceeded to tell me the story that those two went into like the Wawa, which is like your chain convenience store in New Jersey. And they decided that'd be a great idea to like just steal shit that they wanted, like a WWE magazine because we were really into wrestling, and like candy, and like it's just easy, right? So they do it, but on their way out, the guy like grabs them. He's like, "Excuse me, let me see underneath your like coat," and they just had to like kind of like, and I think Kelly like ran or something, but Mike got caught or whatever, and like, and so the guy called the cops, and the cops had to come and like. Not interrogate, but basically talk to Mike or whatever, and like he had to like go through that role. And I just remember being like, yeah, that is the stupidest thing you guys could have thought of doing. like why, you know what I mean? Like so, but and that might have been my own like, had I not argued with them, maybe I was like felt peer pressure to like do it with them or whatever. But the fact that I left and then the fact that they got in trouble, I was like, yeah, I'm with you in this hindsight moment. It doesn't sound like a good idea. I'm never doing this. So physical stealing, I don't think was ever a thing. I really am trying hard to think
Any
of
crime.
something.
Did you ever think about stealing, like at any time?
That's what I'm trying to, like, I'm sure I did. I'm sure I'm in Toys R Us going, man, I wish I could just take all this. But, like, the thing, they're behind
I could just
cases.
put this right
you know
in
what I
my
mean?
pants or
Yeah,
something.
absolutely. I
Yeah.
thought about it,
Yeah.
but if I don't think I've ever actually seriously considered doing it. And then first crime, I would say probably,
Speeding or something.
Yeah, I was just gonna say speeding, running a
Yeah.
stoplight, like something dumb
Yeah.
and mediocre like that.
Running
Like,
over somebody.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's got to be something I did that was stupid.
Put
Anyway,
that cyclist on Route 44.
yeah, yeah.
I
And
buried him in
so,
the woods.
yeah, that's got to be. I'm boring in that case. I did have a group of friends that for a high school party, my friend Josh and Nate, there was like this like sushi restaurant slash hibachi. If you guys aren't familiar with hibachi, it's like where you sit with a bunch of other people and they like cook all the rice and stuff in front of you, and they do like the volcano with the onions and the choo-choo. It's really fun.
Oh,
If you have a
yeah.
chance to go to a hibachi place, I highly suggest
With
it.
the
Really
choo-choo?
Yeah, they cut up an onion and then they
Yeah.
stack it and then they pour oil and then
Yeah,
it
that's
like
a volcano. You're not the
yeah, and but then if the cook is really good, he'll also show you the choo choo, which is after the volcano is like on fire and it's just
Oh,
smoke.
yeah.
He
I feel so
moves-
bad right now because I've never.
Yeah,
seen
he
that.
moves the
Moves
onions.
it.
You go choo 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 choo.
I've never seen that. Yeah. Damn. I've been to it like 100 times and I've never seen the
Steve
choo-choo.
just
I'm
had,
so mad
like-
now. Because they took away all the arigatos in this area, so I'll never be able to see the choo-choo ever again.
Nah, unless you come to New Jersey, you go to hibachi place that I'm talking about.
Heck no.
Anyway, this hibachi place is on a golf course, and there's a huge golf course connected to it. So they have to have this giant bar, and I guess they were restocking their liquor. And my buddies they were like, okay, yeah, all you guys can come over. We'll get like, we'll get beer and all this shit. And like they really came up short. They ended up with like a 6-pack, and they're like, fuck, what are we gonna do? So they saw this like gold mine of liquor, and they just apparently jumped in when the guys went back to the truck and just loaded up on like 10 bottles of liquor.
Wow.
And they just like jet. So those guys I know committed that crime.
They got away with it?
Yeah, they took the fucking bottles and they ran, and then we all partied and had a great time off that liquor.
So stealing works, kids.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, you should know.
So did you know this before you were drinking liquor?
Yeah, it was like, hey, by the way, you know how we got this liquor? And we're like, nah, man, how'd you get it? And they're like, well, we just stole it. We're like, cool.
Did you feel guilty at all while you were drinking?
No,
No.
not at all. I'm a poor high school kid. This golf course is
Trying
making
to get
tons of
drunk.
money. Yeah, I know.
Well,
I'm not thinking about that.
I had a similar story of stealing at a convenience store. It was like right down the road from my parents' house, and I have a brother that's 8 years older than me. So, of course, instead of him doing it, he had me do it. And so I went in there. I think it was like some candy and like some other stuff. And my brother and his friend were sitting right outside the convenience store. So like we weren't even like sneaky at all or anything. We're just idiots.
Yeah.
And when I walked out, the store clerk walked out with us, and we all three looked at him. He goes, "Hey, you guys stop right there," and we just jetted. We took off. Yeah, and my brother, because I remember standing there like frozen, and I looked at him, and he looked at me. He goes, "Run!" And we just yeah, and we went running through our neighborhood, and we got away with it, which was pretty crazy. If my mom is gonna be watching this, yeah, we did that, and I'm sorry.
Now, would
But-
you guys ever? I was gonna say, go ahead. Yeah, keep going.
No, go ahead. Good. You can ask.
I was just gonna say, so now, would you guys ever do that again? Like, just try to steal, like, I guess, like a little candy or something?
No, like
Yeah.
I can pay for it now.
Yeah.
You did it when you were a kid because you're just like had no money.
Nah, I work at.
Steve's like, nah, man, I do this every day. Yeah, like, candy's my
I work at CVS
bitch.
Pharmacy, and I see all these people. I'm sitting there literally, like, ringing people up, and I'm seeing down the aisle people stealing stuff. Like, I'm seeing
yeah,
down,
yeah.
like
Really?
stuff like this. Yeah, and the majority of the time when people get caught, they're just like, these people are like 36, 40. One we had to kick out of the store a couple times. She's literally 78 years old, and she's stealing a bunch of stuff. She has. Now she has the money for it, but she just said she doesn't want to spend it on stupid stuff like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they believe.
Are you sure she has the money? Because she is old. She's living on Social Security.
But I guess she doesn't have the money for it then if she's buying like $100.
Yeah, I was gonna say her prescription and she's broke now.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
I mean, majority of the people, like this one guy, he tries on like one of the freaking, I don't know, the elbow pad things, right? And I'm looking at him. He looks right at me. He's got his glasses on and everything. And they take the box, and then he goes to the other aisle like he's looking at something else, leaves the box there, just walks right out of the store with the armband on right there.
Oh,
This
geez.
guy's like 40 years old and everything like that. Just
And I worked in retail, similar, like it's not similar as pharmacy, but I would imagine you have the same policy where you're not allowed to confront them. Like you're supposed to call
Oh, no,
security,
you can
right?
confront 'em. Yeah,
You can.
You can't follow them out the store though. Once they're
Oh,
out the
wow.
store, you have to
Oh.
follow the police. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Very far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a kid. We had a kid still like a bunch of Mucinex, and you have to be 18 to purchase it. And now kids are like crushing it up and snorting it. Mucinex.
Why?
That
It gets
sounds
them
so
really
bad.
high or something. I guess I don't
Really?
know.
What? How many do you need?
That's insane.
Honestly, I don't know. But it's kind of like
Yeah. Yeah. So like three pills? You think three?
And you said you snort them, right?
You
Yeah.
You really gotta.
How fine do you have to
Stick
crush
to your
them?
butt, though, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
But
the
if you
problem.
did,
The guy I knew said that's the problem. Yeah.
your butt will stop
man.
coughing.
But that's when I think of Mucinex. Isn't that the one that you need when you want like shit to come out of your nose?
Yeah. It's
Expectorant.
expectorant. Yeah.
Yeah.
It breaks it up in the chest. Then you can.
That seems really weird to like snort
Yeah.
that. It's just like, oh my god, all this snot's coming.
It's better than
Yeah.
But,
it's better than
yeah,
like what
anyways,
getting
he
pissed on by
sticks-
cats.
Yeah, he sticks that down his pants, right? First of all, he comes up and asks us. He's like, "Where's the Mucinex at?" And we're like,
Where's
"Dude,
the
this."
Mucinex at?
Yeah.
He's like, and I'm like, "You're 14."
dog.
I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, "You're 14," but it's over here. You know what I mean? I'm sitting here thinking, and then Leslie's like, the lead tech was like, "Did he just ask where the Mucinex is?" And I'm like, "Yeah," and he's like, "He's way underage. He can't be doing that." And he's like, "I think he's stealing that." And she calls on the intercom, "Pete, security, blah blah blah," like this, and he's like, "I'm on it," just over the intercom, and then he comes back later and tells us what he did. He said, "Hey, you, come on, come on." He's like, "Yep, give me this." He's like, "If I ever seen you here again, I'm gonna fucking kick your ass." And he just like walks out.
Best security guard ever.
Yeah,
No,
seriously.
it was the manager. We don't have a
Oh,
security guard. It was
oh,
the manager. But
okay.
he was pretty cool.
That'd be great if your manager had like different jackets for whatever he had to do.
Oh, yeah.
So he's like, yeah, I'm on it. Puts on a security
Yeah.
jacket, grabs his badge.
Come on.
He's like, thanks Leslie for calling that in. He takes it off, puts his manager stuff back in. Can you come? I have to see you in my office.
But that was like the most official thing ever. Like it was so funny. Usually, generally, like when they think someone's stealing, they go security checks section A. I'm like, there's no section A in the store. Like, what the hell are they saying? And I'm like, where's section A? And
Yeah,
they're like,
red
we
team
just say
go.
that.
Yeah.
Just like say that.
Code blue.
But the best part about that was just that like Pete security whatever section A, he goes and then he replies because nobody ever replies and they go I'm on it. He goes like that over the intercom. You know what I mean? So, like,
That's
imagine
funny.
The kid's like, shit, I gotta make it to the door. You know what I mean? Like, but he's
So
just, like,
did he-
walking normally.
So he had stuff on him, and
Oh, he had like 3 boxes of Mucinex. Yeah.
and they were all in his pants.
Yeah, they were all in his pants. That was
So he had to just do that in front of everybody, just like reach down in the Mucinex bottles and take them out of his pants.
Nah, they didn't do that. He just grabbed him out, or he grabbed him out and gave him to him like that.
Jesus. I'd be like, don't hand them to me. Put them on the counter.
Yeah,
I'll wash
exactly.
them all.
Don't touch those. Well,
right.
hey, I was gonna let you guys know. So that was the first time I think that I really broke the law. But the one that kept sticking out in my head was when I was in high school. We actually broke into an abandoned house because it was supposedly haunted, and we went around in there. And in the same night, my buddy was going about. We were driving away about 70 miles an hour, passing me in like a little 2-lane road near my house, and a cop was coming the other way. So when the cop saw what was happening, he actually busted around, turned around, and like sped down the road, and actually came up on me, and there was a median, so he couldn't get around me. So like I kind of slowed down to slow him down. That was something pretty stupid I did, but I didn't get in trouble. They didn't know I knew him up there, so he got away.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
So they don't
Holy
always
crap.
catch the people. Then, huh?
They don't.
Yeah.
I've freaked out before where like cops have come and I'm like, I make a quick right and a quick left, and then I
Yeah.
like park and put my lights off, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Oh man, this was really bad in college. I remember I was driving back down from all the bars, and I was like drunk already, and
Mhm.
I also had a beer open in my car.
We've
I
done
had
that
been
at
drinking.
Oh,
And I was driving back to my house, and sure enough, fucking lights show up behind my car, and I'm like, oh my god, like my life is over. Like,
Yeah.
oh,
this is the worst possible thing to ever happen to me. So I'm just like thinking what I'm gonna say, how badly this is gonna go, and I pull over, and the cop behind me like is not getting out of her car, and then I can kind of hear something like outside. So I roll down my window, and she's like, get out of the way, and I'm like, oh. And I realized there's another car in front of me that is like came over to the side too, and she's like, move out of the way. So I just like get out and like drive, and then she like pulls up behind the other car and arrests like does something to that guy. And I remember the second I turned like the first right, I just chucked the beer out of my car, and I was like, I felt so sober. I was like, oh.
Just white knuckle
Yeah,
the whole way home.
Terrified. I mean, because I was only maybe 5 minutes away from my house too. I mean, it was so stupid to do in the first place, but I just remember thinking.
I wonder in that scenario, if you're driving fast enough, what you could be like. Could you potentially chuck the beer and just take the loitering? No, not loitering. Take the what?
Speeding?
No. Take you'll get ticket if you chuck stuff out your littering. God damn it, brain fart. So if you take the littering ticket. Because if you're going so fast, like there's no way she would stop and look to see what that was. So if there's no evidence, I wonder if they would just be like, all right.
I think they'd still get me because my blood alcohol content, I'd still be under the influence.
Yeah, I know.
Right, but if you had
the same thing with drugs, though, like you can throw the weed out of the car and they see that it's still trying. They can get you on two things. They can get you on
destruction of evidence
and destruction of evidence. Yeah, you can do that too.
If they find the bag of weed, right?
Yeah, which 100% of the time, if you watch Cops,
it happens all the time.
Yeah, all the time.
Steve knows.
Yeah. Okay.
Like
all right.
no.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a similar Savannah story too, like that.
But that's the thing is like Savannah cops have so much other shit going on that we were just like, yeah, you can drink in the car. I mean, because they also are pretty loose on that. It's surprising.
Right. Yeah. I mean, the drinking laws there in general are super lax. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you guys are ever trying to want to go somewhere and have fun with drinking, go to Savannah, Georgia. You can have beer or liquor as long as it's in a solo cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
open, walk around.
And the
is there?
Too,
I don't think so.
Oh yeah.
Is if
just
you're driving
giant.
If you're driving in Savannah though, like you're not going really over 15 miles an hour. So like
that's the other thing.
Downtown, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So
you're going around squares, so you're really going 10 miles per hour. I don't know.
Yeah, you're like stopping every 5 seconds, so it's like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. All right. I'm gonna on that note.